the famous theory, Darwin's theory, I can say that this Darwin is, I think it's not a normal human being. He was a mad person. His brain was not working fully, and I think he was like, we can say he was a foolish man. Like, how you can say that a human being has been born from the monkey? Like, he gave theory. So theory is just a theory, whether if it is proposed by a Newton, Einstein, or any of the world. Theory is just a theory, and the Holy Quran is fact, mean that true words, 100% certify and 100% verify. That is called fact. So in the Holy Quran, Almighty Allah says, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. In the Holy Quran, Almighty Allah already talked about the evolution of human being, how human being came into being. For this, Almighty Allah ordered the angels that you should collect the clay from 7 different oceans of the world. So the angel, they collect the clay from different colors, from different oceans of the world, and then they mix it, and then they make it a dough, like when we make a dough of bread as well. So due to this, from that, Almighty Allah make the shape of Prophet Adam, and then he come into being. So this is the starting of human being. So Almighty Allah create the Prophet Adam and order all the angels that you should do sajda. So every angel, they make sajda to Prophet Adam, except devil. Devil did not make sajda, and he say, I'm better than him because he is made from clay and I am made from fire. But eventually his answer was incorrect, because fire is not good in front of clay. If you put clay on the fire will be break down, it will be, we can say, off. But if you look at the clay, so clay has the ability to grow different nutritions, to grow grains, to grow grasses, and to grow and to pick out water as well. So clay have different abilities, while fire have only one ability, that it should give heat and give us to cook food. So that's why clay is better than fire. So eventually his answer was wrong, and here he shows some aggression. So this aggression is not allowed. That's why Almighty Allah says, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Wastakbara means that a person who show himself that I am bigger and I am the best. No, you are not best, because you are still in the custody of Almighty Allah. If Almighty Allah give you one disease, if Almighty Allah attack on you through one disease, like only your midsection was like in diarrhea, you are we can say, if you are in diarrhea position, so what will be your position? You will not be able to recover from it if Almighty Allah does not give you hidayah. So that's why Almighty Allah says, وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينِ. So Almighty Allah mentioned the creation of human being. How Darwin the hell is this, that he said that human made has been from monkey? No, in fact that the monkey has been made from the human being, because there was a people in Bani Israel. Almighty Allah refused him that you will not be hunt the fish on the Saturday, but they claim the fish on Saturday, and they eating the fish, catching the fish. That's why Almighty Allah convert them into monkeys. So Almighty Allah mentioned in the Holy Quran about the monkeys as well. So this is the stance of human being. What medical says, what Darwin says, we did not accept it. We only accept the fact, and the fact is all about the Holy Quran. Remember that Almighty Allah says, Inna Deena Indallahi Islam, and about the Holy Quran, Almighty Allah says, Zalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fihi Hudan Lil Muttaqin. So this person gave a brief reason, and Dr. Zakir Naik gave him a very beautiful answer, and I hope you like the video. So if you like the video, share it with your friends.